Hello everyone, June here from Red Daisy Crafts. I am recording this video for you to talk about some paper pumpkin alternates for April 2026. I'm so excited for you to be here. And I have some fun cards. Just this one is going to keep it simple. We're going to make 2 cards, same design, but with different elements so that you can see how things can be different. When you subscribe to Paper Pumpkin, you get a kit in the mail, and it has everything you need to create all the items inside. You get a full color instruction pamphlet. You get a picture of the stamps that come in your kit. You get an ink spot, okay? You get adhesives. You get, not every kit, but sometimes you'll get embellishments, okay? And we did get some in this kit. I have set them aside, but we did get some in this one, and so we will be using those. The 3 cards that you can make are absolutely stunning in this card kit. And they are just blank on the inside. Of course, you could add a sentiment in there. And this kit coordinates with the Lakeside Retreat collection that came out in the new catalog that just went live on May 5th. So I'm incorporating some of those items as well. And so we're going to go down to the table and we are going to get started working on this. And if you have any questions about Paper Pumpkin, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. I'd love to have you as a subscriber and have you join us for lives, and we just have a ball and make fun alternatives every month. So let's go down to the table and get us going. There we go. All right, so as usual, I try to keep things super simple and do as much as I can ahead of time to help us move along quickly. All right, so I do have some things I want to mention. I am using from the catalog. I've already told you that. I'm using the Relaxing Waterside stamps, some of them, and I'm using the Relaxing Waterside dies as well. Okay, lots of fun with those. I also want to mention that if you haven't, you might want to grab the quarterly dies for Paper Pumpkin, subscribers only. This is 168665. These are Relaxing Waterside dies is 167927. You can get these in a bundle, but the stamps alone are 167922. So I just wanted to mention that to you. Again, I've done a lot of pre-work to keep things moving along. But let's show you what we're going to do. So I have the little vest from die cut from the kit. From the coordinating stamps, I have stamped the little chair in a few colors here so that we can kind of play around, see what's happening. I have a few of the other pieces here that I may want to fussy cut from the DSP in the coordinating kit. But we are using a card base of basic beige that is 5.5 by 8.5. We're going to score it at 4.25. Okay. I have this piece to go on the inside with our piece to write our sentiment on. And then we have this piece that's going to go on the front with these two elements. So this is Misty Moonlight cardstock, and this is the card base from the kit. So that's just going to go right here, and we're going to layer some of these things up. All right, so that's one piece. These pieces are the DSP from the coordinating kit. There's the cute bicycles on the back of there. And I love the seagulls and whatnot. So here we have similar guideline. I love these little fish, so cute. I'm gonna bring in a piece here for that. And again, I have the fish paper to go here. I am utilizing from the another piece of basic beige, but this is from the card base in the kit. Okay, that there. And then I have this piece from the kit as well, the sentiment die cut here, but I'm using the chair die from the coordinating kit that we are going to put together, and it will go on here. All right, now I do have this piece. I want to cut this plaid off that we're going to use to go right here next to our fish, just to bring the front to the inside, all coordinating nicely. So let me just get this lined up here, and we will cut that off, and it's just going to be perfect. We're going to keep that. We never know. You might want it for something else, but this little guy is just going to go right here. I still need to trim off the length. So 5 1/4. There we go. All right, so that's that. So I do have some die cuts that we will sprinkle in, but I just love this. I think it's going to be great to see how we do a couple things differently on these two cards. So we're going to start with this one right here. And I wanted to show you, let me grab my foam mat, I think. And where is my messy paper? Just had it here. My goodness. Where did that go? That is so crazy. Yikes. All right. Well, I have this. Oh, wait, here it is. Okay. So I just like to have like a little scrap paper for what we're going to do. So here I utilize the paper from the envelope. Okay. And you can see that I have stamped the chair with the Peaceful Pine. This is just stamped, okay, right onto the paper from the envelope. Here I have colored. I have used my water painter pen. Let me get you the right name. So it's a blender pen. I use this with some of the Peaceful Pine ink to color this in. And I mean, look at that. It has two completely different looks when you get it really close. Now this one has some of that darker blue in it. And so I'm kind of curious about that. So I thought what we would do is color this one with the Night of Navy, okay, and see what that does. All right, and so what I am going to do is grab one of my blocks, okay, and I'm gonna have my scratch paper up here. And I'm going to show you what I did. If I can get in a good spot where it doesn't get cluttered up by other things. Now maybe this side is easier to work with. Nice clean spot. Unless, well, that's not going to work. Yeah. I'm going to get a clean piece because it's really hard to see. Go. That way you can see it a lot easier and you're not getting distracted by those other things. There we go. All right, so I'm going to take my Night of Navy and I'm just going to put it onto the block there. And that way I have some ink out already. All right. And the great thing about these blender pens is that even though I have used this with the green, it doesn't have any color left in it. So we're going to get some color in here. And this pen has water in it, okay? And so I want to get some off of here because this is going to be really dark. But we can make it go farther that way. All right, so I'm going to go down the legs. And go over here, do this leg. So I'm going to just do this so that we kind of stay consistent with the color on the arm. Okay, and so now I'm going to just bring that in. I think that's the fun of this, is that, you know, the chairs can be very weathered or not. Like on the next card, because we're using a chair that is completely die cut, it's going to be very reminiscent of an actual full chair. And it's not going to look very weathered. And that's okay. I think that's everything. All right, so then you can see that I can just get the color out of that and I can use that on any color again. Okay, so I am going to clean off my block. I did not need all that ink, but better to just go ahead and clean it off now. And that way we don't have a mess later. So now you can see the two different colors and what you can do with just stamping and then adding a little bit of ink to the chairs, right? Now this is the chair just stamped on white paper, and I used that golden glow there. But you can see, like, it's so, you get so many different variations of this, okay? So now we just have to decide which chair do we like better. Do we like the blue one for our card, or do we like the green one? And I think I like the green one better. So let me raise it up. So that's the green, okay, the peaceful pine. And then that's the blue. I think that blends in too much with that background. So we're going to use the green one and start to figure out what we're going to do here. All right, so we have our seagull paper behind here. So I don't think I'm going to put any birds on there, but I think I will stamp birds on this side of this card base. And so I'm going to use the peaceful pines for this. So I want to clean off this stamp. And because we did it on the other card with the Knight of Navy. Okay, so we're going to just add that right up there. And that is that. Okay. Now, my thought here is to use the word relax on this card. I just love that so much. And I have some white here. So I'm going to just see here, because this is about 1 1/4. So if I cut a piece that is 1 1/2, and I cut it by 1 inch, is that about, yep. All right, so there, and I'll go ahead and do 2 because I think I'm going to want the same thing on the other card. And that way it's ready. Okay, so we have our relax here and the peaceful pine. Hope I didn't mess that up. No, I think it's okay. I'm going to flip it over. I feel like I moved it a little bit and it wasn't perfect the way I wanted it. There we go. There we go. All right, so there we have that. Relax. So great. Okay. That's what that chair says to me, is relax, chill, take a break. All right, so we are going to set these aside and get our trimmer back, and we're going to put a score line in here. And we're going to make our score line at 4 1/4. So moving our cut blade up. Let's do that. I'm going to go ahead and do our other one while we are here. Oops. Whoops. Knocking things over. All right. So we have our card base. All right. Get that burnished edge there. And this is going to go on the inside like that. So let's go ahead and put that down. Oh, my glue just wants to be all cloggy. So I need my other holder back. It's this holder. All right, so that's what we have on the inside for now. Oh, wait, we have this piece that we're going to add. I think I'm going to do it all the way to the edge. Awesome. There we go. Perfect. So that's the inside. I love it. All right, so we're going to add the seagulls on the outside. And just like that. Okay, so for now, we're going to add these two pieces together. My favorite is that liquid glue. I don't know what your favorite adhesive is, but that's my favorite. So I think that this chair is going to be kind of like hanging off a bit. And then we'll have this right there. But I think what I want to do to give it a little bit of just some fun, we're going to add a little bit of tear and tape here and here. And I'm doing this so it can hold on to the linen thread. We're going to wrap some linen thread around this and just to give it some texture. You know, the lake, you always have ropes everywhere and things like that, right? And so we're going to just add some of this here. Like that. No. Lost my roll under the table. Now I have a big giant mess I'll have to clean up. All right, so now because of that, I think we're gonna go ahead and use some dimensionals for this to put it down. But I'd really like, I think I have some of these strips. So I think I'm going to use these instead because I think it's perfect. And I'm kind of going to put it right over where I put that tear and tape. Okay. And that one there. Perfect. All right. So that's going to go like that. So probably this card will require a little bit of extra postage if you were to mail it. All right. So that's going to go right on here. Now we're going to add our chair. So I don't necessarily, like if I can keep away from putting a dimensional out here on these edges, I think that would be ideal. We're going to glue our sentiment down. But I am being careful because it is going to go over that rope a little bit right there. So I want to make sure I get a good press on it. Okay. All right. So if I put dimensionals here and here and keep them on this edge, I think that's fine. Okay. So there and there, up here, right there. And then one here. I think that'll do it. Yep. All right. mentioned before that I stamped the chair using the envelope paper, so it's pretty thin. Okay, so we're going to add that right here. Yep, that way. I think we're still only one layer of dimensionals. This one's a little close to that other one, but I do like that. Okay, now I do think it would be good to add one of these things. Maybe this little buoy up here. And we just add it into our little rope, just kind of coming off the edge here. Like that. Maybe, I think I'll glue that down. It's pretty, this is a pretty tiny little cut I have here on this edge. So just trying to be careful of that. So I like putting it under there like that. Just adding that little extra element down there with that little buoy. And I don't think I need any of these other things. Now on the inside, I could add the little fishing vest down here, which I think would be kind of fun. So we're going to add that right here. And that kind of brings that stripe on the inside too. Very, very cute. What do you think? I hope you like that. Now you could come in, add some Wink of Stella on here if you wanted to make your chair pop up a little more, but I think it's great just how it is. I'm trying to think, what should we put? Relax. We're going to add Have a Great Birthday on the inside up here. I haven't used this stamp, but I think it would be a good add to the inside. We're going to use the Night of Navy. I know I have it here. Here we go. I think that will be great to go right inside here. Awesome. I love that. Have a great birthday. Again, this Relax and the Have a Great Birthday come from the coordinating stamps and things from the new catalog. So we've only got a few things here from the Paper Pumpkin kit, but this is just showing you how you can change things up and have a little bit more, bring in some options and see what else you can do. All right, so we're going to make the same card, okay? Same card, but we're going to use different elements. Where is my bone folder? Here we go. All right, so this one has a little bit more of a fisherman's feel, okay? And so on the inside of the card here, I am going to just add our little fish. Well, let me go ahead and put this down to the card base. Okay. Like so. Like that. Keep losing my bumper. Keeps hiding from me. All right, then we have these couple of pieces here. So we have these fun fish that we're going to add to the edge. Okay. And then we're going to add that little plaid strip right on top. just like that. Okay. And then we have this right here. I just think of this makes the front and the inside really, really come together. Okay. So, on the inside, we're going to put "You're a Lifesaver" on the inside. And I am going to use the green Peaceful Pines. We're going to just do that right up here like that. Perfect. I love it. There we go. So that's our inside. Now we have the outside pieces. Okay. And let's go ahead and take a look at this little chair for a moment so that we get our little pieces tacked down. All right, so we have this little piece. In one of my other videos, we use the same chair, and I use different elements because there are different dies for the chair. So there's different backs that you can put on the chair. And then I love these little arm things. They just kind of make this dimension pop even more. Because there's wood grains cut into this chair, and I'm using Old Olive paper that is the oh gosh, the shade, it's different on, it's dark on one side, light on the other, two-tone. I think that's what it's called, two-tone cardstock. Then it also has this really fun little wood grain, right? So I am just going to add that in the darker as well, right here, just to give it a little more dimension. Okay. And then this little thing gets added right in the back of here. Okay. And so that's what you end up with. And I just love that so much. So I'm going to add my glue right back here. And then this little guy gets tucked right in like that. And I'm just basically making sure I got even, you know, it's even on both sides. There we go. There we go. And then I am going to try and just do a little bit of glue along this back top here to help those little ends get laid down. Obviously did not get glue on this end, so let's just see if I can get something there. There we go. All right, let me get a drink. Okay, so that's our chair put together, and isn't it fun? It's so fun to me. I think you can see it better there. But we are going to start to put our card together. So we have these very fun fish. I think this side is really pretty too, but it didn't go with what I was doing. And so we are going to come together with this. All right. There we go. All right. Then then we have this piece and this piece. Look, I have, oh, here it is. Things getting all sticky. All right, so here we go with this layer, and this came from the card kit. It was one of the card bases. So we're using that on a piece of the basic white or basic beige. Okay. Now this one I am going to glue down. What I love is to show you guys different ways to do the same thing. So kind of like using a sketch, right? That you can then carry to every kit, basically. Come up with what works for every kit. All right, so your lifesaver in there. And so what do I want out here? What do I have? I don't know if any of these really work. So we're going to use the relax. That's what we're going to do. Relax your lifesaver? I don't know about that. I think we'll do thanks. Your lifesaver. That works much better. Okay. All right. So peaceful pine, thanks. So I should have done that before, but we're good. Good. So as you notice, I'm not putting all the rope around, you know, the linen thread. I'm not doing that here. But we will have our thanks and our fun chair. That's going to get popped up, okay? So you don't see this very well. But that's okay. I think it's going to be fine once we have it popped up. Let's see. Do I want this on here anyhow? I think I might. I think I'm going to add that just in the background. Just have that pop of color. I think it would look good. There we go. Okay. Then let's add our chair here. So we're going to have a dimensional there and a dimensional there. And one there. And there. And there. Let's see if I can get a skinny strip to just go down one of those on the back of the chair. Like that. I think that will be good. Just so I have a little bit of support. Okay. So take these off first. Then this. Like that. And I'm going to go ahead and move our chair up. And that way we can add the relax or the thanks right down here at the bottom. I think I'm going to trim this a little bit though. That way, wow, it's really crooked. There we go. Oh my. It really got crooked. Okay, that's better. All right, so we're going to use some dimensionals on this. Man, these covers, they really don't want to come off, do they? All right, so let's just add this right down here, right there. I think. Scoot it over just a tad. There we go. All right, so we got that. All right, so let's see what we have here and what we might want to add. I'm actually thinking, let's move our chair out of the way and get this stuff out of the way. Oh, I kind of like this. Let's see what we got. And then we'll get done. But this is kind of the fun of having the extra coordinating stuff, because that DSP has tons of options. And if you don't mind fussy cutting, you can do so many things. I love it. So that's that. Now, I want to get the center out of here. So I'm just going to go for it. There we go. All right, so that's that. And I also think, let's see, I think right here, I'm going to just cut right there on that edge. And we're going to have this go right on the chair like that. It's kind of fun. Yeah, I think that'll work. I'm just going to put a little bit of glue right here. And that's way more than I really wanted. So let me get something here. Take some off. All right, so we're going to actually have this turn up. There we go. There we go. So that's stuck there. All right, then I am, because we don't have a dimensional right there, I'm going to just add one right there to tack that down. Oh, that's really cute. I like that. So we have the little life-saving donut hanging on the chair. Thank you. You're a lifesaver. I think it's perfect. So we could add this on the inside or this guy, but I don't know that we need those. I think it's great just how it is. All right, so that is our second card. All right, so we are gonna be back in a few weeks then with May Paper Pumpkin. Look at these two cards. I love it. Thanks. You're a lifesaver. I hope you like these, but I hope you can see too, like they're the same, different elements, right? That's the whole great point of it. All right, so let's see. All right, so I hope you had a great time. I hope you enjoyed these alternate projects, and I'm looking forward to being back with you live when we unbox May's Paper Pumpkin. At the moment, I can't think of the date, so I can't tell you, but it will be later this month. And it'll be a little bit later than normal, but we'll get things rolling. We'll do the unboxing quickly, and then we will get right into alternates. So thank you everybody for joining me. I hope you enjoy these items. If you enjoy Paper Pumpkin and you think others would like these videos, I hope that you will subscribe and share my YouTube videos with your friends. So thank you everybody. Bye.